Hi class, welcome to our second week of Java. Hope you're off to a great start. I see that lots of you have gotten enrolled in the REPL course and are moving right through it. We'll take a look at our new REPL course in just a second. First, I wanted to take a look at some of the things that are coming up for you in Canvas. I've changed the home page to be our scope and sequence so that the at-a-glance schedule is available to you when you first come into Canvas. You'll see that there's links on each week that will take you to that week's module. So going to week 2, I'm in as an instructor, so it looks a little bit different for me than it will for you, but we'll see that we do have some assignments and things going on this week. First of all, we have 2 chapters this week, so those delicious PowerPoints are available here for your review. We're not going to go through them together because this is pretty basic information that you should have covered in your 120 class. If there's anything that you're not familiar with, please let me know and we'll get together via Zoom or some other online facility to kind of clear up any misunderstandings or areas of weakness that you might feel that you have. So let's get those taken care of. Otherwise, I'm going to assume that these first 2 PowerPoints are totally available for you. And when you go through the REPL assignment, hopefully that'll help you with some of that too. So first of all, our assignments. We have an assignment here that is for some notes. We're going to work together with each other to create a study guide. Let's take a look at that assignment. Now, first of all, you do have groups assigned, so we'll be looking at the people link in Canvas to find out who your group members are. And we'll be using the collaborations link in Canvas to find our shared document. Now, this shared document is shared with the entire online class, so you could actually be updating it at the same time as another group. So be sure that you're keeping everything in the document organized and in the right place depending on your assignment, which is going to be different pages from our textbook to add into our study guide notes here. So you'll probably want to create some sort of outline. Your group just needs to work together to collaborate on these notes on your few pages and come up with what you think is the most meaningful information that would be available to someone at a glance. We sure don't want to recreate the textbook, we already have it, but we'd like to really simplify and bring things down to a manageable level and outline form notes so that we could all refer to that when we're getting ready to take quizzes, and especially when we're getting ready to take the final much later at the end of the semester when we don't want to have to go back and read all of the pages in the textbook. So each group will be assigned a textbook page range for review. Your group will work together to develop an effective outline form study guide usable by all class members. Now I've sent an announcement out that has these assignments, the page assignments. So you can see if you're in group number 1, you're going to be working chapter 1, page 4 through 9. Chapter 1, you have a few pages because it's pretty basic stuff, right? And then as we go through, we'll see that each group has been assigned a few pages, but a very small amount of pages there should be totally manageable. So not too much information, but we're all going to work together to try to get it all shared so that we can come up with a nice, cohesive, workable study guide. Now, as I mentioned, to find that information, you're going to use the people link, and then you should see groups, and you can click on the study guide groups. Now, showing up here in the front is going to be the group leader that was randomly assigned by Canvas. We do have one group of people who signed up late for the class. Glad to have you, but that group may not have a leader, but it looks like Canvas is taking care of it. Yay. Okay, so we're all set there with our groups. Now I'm going to go take a look at this collaboration document. And I'm going to make sure that you can see that. In collaborations, over here on the side of our main link, you should see the Unit 1 study guide. When you open it, you'll see that it's just a blank Word document. It's an Office 365 document that's been shared with the class, so everybody should be able to update it. We can work on it together. Now my plan is that after you make some notes and you turn in your group's assignment, which one person can do for the entire group. I will go through and highlight your notes to indicate how important the information is that's been covered and make sure that we're not missing anything that's critical. Highlighting in gray is going to be important concepts. Green are going to be good notes, but topic is something that may be beyond what we need to know. And then yellow is going to be reserved for things that are not quite right or maybe a little too wordy for our note quick review information. Okay, so that's how we're going to do that assignment. If I return to our modules, looking at week 2, we do have another assignment that is a program, and this is going to be the Body Mass Index Calculator. Now, just like last week, to prepare you and help you be ready to do this program, we have a REPL course. Java begins. Now, in this REPL course, you'll see that, again, there are a few assignments. Oh, my goodness, a few, huh? And then at the very end is the assignment that you're going to turn in. Now, please work your way through all of these assignments. As always, let me know by submitting an assignment that does not match the required output. That lets me know that you have a question. It's super helpful if you would send me an email, but it will show up for me in REPL as a student that has a question so that I can look at the information, see what's wrong, and send it back to you with some suggestions or hints. So it can really facilitate our communication process with our coding. So you don't have to worry about sending me code or anything like that. I can see it right on REPL. So some other great things about REPL, if you haven't noticed yet, because it is cloud-based code, you can use it on your phone or whatever device is handy to you. You don't have to have a computer. I'd recommend, though, that you do code the programs that we're doing in REPL in NetBeans also, so you could try them both, get some practice. As we get into later chapters, we'll move more exclusively towards NetBeans because we'll need its capabilities as a robust IDE. But for now, REPL with its nice learning environment is being very, very helpful to us. Now, another place that I'd like for you to try some of your REPL code, and I'm going to add this link to our REPL class, but I haven't had an opportunity yet. So we'll just go find this website and you can take advantage of it. And I would like to search for visualize code. And I see this website is the one that I want, pythontutor.com. And yeah, they have visualization for Python, but we can also do it for Java. It's a great site. So what I can do is when I get to this visualizer, I'll click on the drop down and say that I want to code in Java, and then I can put my code in here. It creates a main class and things for us. And I'll put in our Hello World code that we've been working on. Now, when I visualize the execution of this code, this site will display a screen for me and tell me that it's ready to execute this line of code. Well, that's the only line I have, so that's good, right? And I'm going to say, okay, move forward. And when it executes my line of code, we'll see it that here's my output, hello world. Now it was running my main method, and right now it's on line 4. So it's telling us all sorts of great helpful information. When we first get started just writing output to the console, it's kind of hard to see the value of this visualization. But as you work through your REPL course and you get to assignments where you're working with variables, then it will be really helpful because you'll see the variable get allocated in the visualizer. So I'm going to copy this first program and just put it in the visualizer and say edit this code, replace it with mine, and visualize it. Oh, wants it to say public class, so let's try that again. Now this screen here is the visualizer saying, did I help you fix a problem? If so, would you like to give me credit? And I'll just close that because I just had to add the keyword public. That wasn't super much help, was it? It's just their requirement. Now our executor is sitting here with this red arrow showing me that it's ready to execute this line of code where I'm going to allocate a string variable named v1 and assign it the value hello. So let's move forward in that code. Come on. There it goes. Now we see that in my main method, I now have a variable named v1 and it has this value hello. Now I'm waiting here at the system.out.println statement. I'm going to go ahead and move forward and execute that line of code. And we see that our output is the word hello, which makes sense because that's what the value of our variable v1 is in memory. So work with this visualizer. It will really help you see your code execute. You can watch the order the lines of code are executed and make sure that things are the way you expect them to be. Now, as last time in our last assignment, when you get to the last assignment in REPL, the BMI calculator, you'll complete that project and then turn it in using our assignment in Canvas. Now in our assignment in Canvas, you should have already noticed this, but maybe not because the first assignment isn't quite due yet. We have the program submission document. I'm going to download that document as I would like for you to do. And in the program submission document, you'll see information about how to turn in your assignment. I want some information on what kind of analysis steps you used, what kind of design steps you used, what kind of testing steps you used. Now, these three will get more substantial as we work on more complicated projects. Right now, they're going to be pretty simple, right? I did what you said. I wrote the code. I tested it. So not a lot. But I'd like for those to increase in quantity as we work. Now, what's this screenshot of output? Well, let me get back to my REPL code here. I'm just going to select that silly thing. And in REPL, I'll go back to that very first assignment. And I'm going to run it. Now, when I run it, this output here is the first thing I want to select on my Word document or capture so that the instructor can see my exact output. So I'm right here underneath this table that says screenshot of output. I'm going to go to insert, screenshot, screen clip, and then I'm going to clip my console screen from REPL. And that's what I'd like to see as your output. And of course, I can see that in REPL, but that's not the point. The point is that as a programmer, you often have procedures that you have to follow when you're moving code into production when you've got it working. And it's important that we get used to following procedures. So these are some procedures for us to follow. In this program submission document gives me a usable document to write notes to you on about your code as you work towards more complicated things so that I can give you advice, encouragement, and praise when you do awesome things. Okay, the next thing in that document wants my code. So I'm going to copy it and paste it into the document. And I know it's a little gray. That's okay. Don't worry. Java doesn't like to be copied and pasted very much that way. Please do just copy and paste your code though, because then in Canvas, I will be able to make comments about specific lines of code. If you use an image, I won't be able to. Now, in order to complete your submission document, put your name here and the assignment name. So this would be, Week 2 BMI calculator, and that will help me to be sure that we're all looking at the right thing and that we are all on track. So that's the program submission template for you to use when you're turning in programming assignments. We've looked at REPL, how you can go through all of the different REPL assignments to get the practice that you need. These ones are very, very short, so don't worry that there are so many. You should be able to move through them very quickly In most cases, a lot of the code is given to you. You just have to make a small change. Now, the other thing that's due this week is a quiz. So the quiz is over Chapter 3 content, how to work with the primitive data types. Now, this is a short quiz. It's only 10 points. Make sure you get it done by the due date so that you don't lose points. You'll have 3 opportunities, so that should be something that you can achieve the maximum score on with. Don't forget to mark the overview and the summary is done in Canvas. You'll also need to do that with the Week 1 content if you haven't yet. Mark it as done so that you can move on. The entire course throughout Canvas that is set up so far is set to allow you to move at a quicker pace if you like. The only modules that are dependent upon dates to be activated are our unit exams. So I think we should be able to move if you like. Don't forget to get a hold of me if you have any questions or problems with anything. Look forward to working with you through the semester, and good luck with your raffle. Thanks.